If you feel like the crypto for good ethos is getting buried by scandals and theatrics, you're not alone.
You should be ashamed. Calling yourself a community that cares.
Oh, but we do care, Nicholas.
It's all about the greater good.
It's as if we've switched from a Shakespearean tragedy where the FTX scandal was the cunning antagonist to a Greek drama, where the chorus amplifies our concerns while diverting us away from the core ideals and the promise of crypto. In both theatrical traditions, the plot thickens, but what remains constant is our drift away from the original script.
Theatricality and deception. Powerful agents to the uninitiated.
Today we've got some serious questions to dive into. Now that crypto veterans and community members have united to question the missing magic, it's high time we confront some hard truths. Are we living through an intermission or the unavoidable tragic finale? Summer.fi allows you to become a DeFi superhero. More on them later. Not long ago by human standards, but eons in crypto time, our very own Cami Russo took to the main stage at ETHCC. She opened up about feeling disenchanted with the crypto world. The sentiment echoed across the Twitterverse, or X, or whatever you want to call it now, with some popular accounts agreeing and others declaring the failure of crypto to rise above past missteps. But why are we here? Why are the theatrics making even the most steadfast believers begin to question the crypto ethos? Cami, in her speech at ETHCC and the following tweet storm, lays out the clear discrepancy between the promise of decentralization and the current reality. And she breaks it down neatly into 4 topics. First is decentralization theater. While many dApps claim to be decentralized, they can often be controlled by very few individuals. This weakens the infrastructure and makes the network susceptible to regulatory intervention. Second is governance theater. Now, we've seen a surge in governance tokens, but are they really about governance? More often than not, they're traded like penny stocks, reducing them to mere customer acquisition tools. Third, community theater. With the NFT craze, the term community has become an empty buzzword, often employed to sell yet another JPEG by creating FOMO and instilling a sense of exclusivity. Rug pulls and nefarious activities continue to plague the space. And fourth, we have TVL musical chairs. Now, DeFi's total value locked, or TVL, has been moving between $40 and $60 billion for the past year, but it's the same money being cycled between the same wallets, suggesting that the space is far more niche than we'd like to think.
Theater, you know, it's all live, it's happening.
These 4 types of theater, decentralization, governance, community, and TVL, aren't just buzzwords, they're indicators of deeper issues within the crypto space that mask the gap between our visions and the current realities. Now, in a second, we're going to zoom out for a breath of fresh air and some perspective before sharing today's bitter pills to swallow. But first, let's hear a quick word from today's sponsor. Market problems got you down? Get your DeFi superpowers with Summer.fi. Summer.fi is a platform for decentralized finance, founded by DeFi OGs, with thousands of people managing over $2.3 billion in crypto capital. It can be used to borrow stablecoins against your favorite cryptocurrencies, increase exposure against them using functionalities like Multiply, and earn a long-term competitive yield. Everything while protecting your strategy with automations like the stop-loss feature. This can be done across multiple layers and protocols like Maker, Aave, and Optimism, all in one place. It's the best time now to become a superhero. Perspective is crucial, especially in this fast-paced crypto world, and Cami's sentiments aren't isolated. There's a growing discontent. So why are the most solid believers questioning the crypto ethos? Well, it turns out it's likely that the skepticism stems from a variety of disappointments, and here they are. 1. Hype versus reality. Through booms and busts, many thought the hype would eventually settle down to unveil transformative use cases for blockchain. But here we are, years into the experiment, with bad actors and questions about the utility of these technologies still lingering. 2. Evolution or stagnation. So the period between 2020 and 2023 saw significant milestones like the Ethereum successful merge, Layer 2s bringing scalability, and DAOs showing global coordination. But even with these strides and the growth projections, critics have argued that the fundamental issues like decentralization, governance, and real-world utility remain unsolved. And third, old mistakes. Amidst talks of decentralization, what we often witness is an economic centralization. Tokenomics frequently concentrate wealth and governance capabilities in the hands of a few, echoing the old dynamics we sought to escape. And that brings us to our first bitter pill to swallow of the day, the illusion of immutability. And it has to do with centralization. Yes, smart contracts are advertised as immutable and unstoppable, but developers of most DeFi projects can just shift gears into God mode and make sweeping changes to the protocol at will. Tornado Cash is an example that full decentralization is possible, but not easy. So this facade of immutability could give states or regulators the means and the leverage to coerce changes, which obviously affects trust in the system. And the second bitter pill to swallow of the day is unfulfilled promises. DeFi's core promise to bank the unbanked and offer financial services to the world in the eyes of some hasn't come quickly enough. While DeFi's made strides, it remains mostly a playground for the tech-savvy and the risk-tolerant, hardly breaking through into mainstream adoption. And that's why some people argue that crypto has no use cases, offering the rapid integration of AI into our daily lives as further evidence. And the final bitter pill to swallow of the day is questionable narratives. Because let's face it, the dialogue around crypto used to be grounded in some values like decentralization, open access, and financial freedom. Now, given the growing number of influencers and shillers who focus on quick profits and speculation, many are wondering if the original narrative is being diluted or if the space is turning into a casino. So, zooming out lets us see the widening chasm between the industry's ideals and the ground realities, and it leads even the strongest advocates to question the direction that we're headed in. And what about the regulators? Well, it turns out they might not be too far behind, because many protocols implement theatrics like airdrops and anonymous founders and valueless tokens as a sort of preemptive defense against the murky regulatory landscape. But as Cami argues, if you need to distribute tokens, just do it. If centralized decision making is needed, go for it. Just be transparent, because you're not fooling anyone, not even old Gensler. In fact, regulators, especially in the US, are already coming after crypto and DeFi, and that includes supposedly community-run DAOs like Uki and actually decentralized protocols like Tornado Cash. So is the magic gone? Well, while it can certainly feel that way in a long bear market, it really depends on us. It depends on whether we can lift the curtain on this theater and start building what really needs to be built, honestly and transparently. While there's much to be proud of, there's equally a lot to rectify. That's all for today. If you get some value from these videos and you'd like to learn more, hit that subscribe button for more Defiant content that keeps you informed. Thank you for tuning in, and stay defiant.